This video lesson is about the most amazingly interesting stories in your book Footprints Without Feet for class 10th. Lesson number 4, A Question of Trust, written by Victor Canning. Before we start, let me ask you a question. Listen carefully. Do intentions justify actions? Do you think that there are situations in which it is excusable to act less than honestly? We'll try to answer this question through this video lesson. Students, who do you trust the most? Is it a best friend, your parents, or a sibling? Shall we trust strangers? Have you ever trusted a stranger and regretted that afterwards? I consider it better to trust only a chosen few, as trusting everybody might be dangerous. So let's start with the lesson, A Question of Trust, Class 10, Footprints Without Feet, written by Victor Canning. About the author Victor Canning. He was born in the year 1911, died in 1986. He was a prolific British writer of novels and thrillers. It is said that we must set a thief to catch a thief. But it is also said that there is honor among thieves. Which saying does the story illustrate? Let us find out. But before that, let us add in our list a few more quotes or sayings on thieves or thefts. A thief is a thief whether he steals a diamond or a cucumber. Hunger makes a thief of any man. Not all are thieves that the dogs bark at. Friends are thieves of time. I've stolen from the best. I am a shameless thief. The main character of this story is a man 50 years old named Horace Denby. The protagonist or antagonist will find out later. He was 50 years old but still unmarried. Horace Denby was a locksmith. He was a very successful businessman. He had 2 assistants to help him. Being good and respectable, he was not considered as totally honest. Why not completely honest? As he was fond of rare and expensive books, he purchased them at any cost. For this, he used to rob a safe once every year. He purchased these books secretly through an agent. Now we'll try to answer these 2 questions. What does Horace Denby like to collect? What does Horace Denby like to collect? The answer to this question is rare and expensive books. Why does he steal every year? In order to collect money to purchase those books through a secret agent. Before making a theft, Horace Denby used to chalk out a well-laid plan. This time, he had observed the house at Shotover Grange for 2 weeks. He studied the house minutely. Not only the house, the paths, gardens, electric wires, and rooms. He got a chance when the family was in London. The 2 caretaker servants of the house had gone to the movies. He jumped out from behind the garden wall and came inside the house. He had taken a key from the kitchen door hook. Then he wore gloves. He opened the door. He was very careful enough not to leave any fingerprint. There was a dog in the house named Sherry. But he somehow became friendly with the dog, and the dog did not attack him. Rather, he sat down quietly. There was also a vase of flour on the table, and as we all know that he used to suffer from the attack of hay fever. He sneezed out repeatedly. Then he heard the voice of a lady. The voice was firm but kind. The lady, she looked familiar to the surrounding and even to the dog. She might be the owner of the house. She told him that she had come there suddenly. Then she narrated a wonderful story that she required the jewels in the safe to be worn to a party tonight. She had returned to collect those jewels, but had forgotten the numbers to open safe. She also threatened to call police. Horace was in a panic situation. The lady went over to the table and she picked up a cigarette. In order to light the cigarette, Horace Denby removed his gloves and offered her lighter. Then the lady offered him that he can open the safe for her, and in return she would let him go without calling police. Within an hour, Horace opened the safe and went away happily. Again, some comprehension questions. Who is speaking to Horace Denby? Is it the owner of the house, the lady, or another thief like him? Right now, we can answer this question as the owner of the house, a lady in red dress, was speaking to him. And the second question, who is the real culprit in the story? Who is the real culprit in the story? A tricky question. Now you are going to find out the answer. Yes, with a final twist. Within 2 days, Horace got arrested as his fingerprints were all over the room. He confessed that he had opened the safe for the young wife of the owner of the house. But in reality, the owner's wife was 60 years old, grey-haired lady. She said that the story was not true. No one believed him. Now the police arrested him. Why? Why his fingerprints were all over the place? Because while offering lighter to the lady, Horace Denby had removed his gloves. He was arrested and now he worked as an assistant librarian in the prison. He always thought of the charming young lady who was in the same profession as he was. Now we can answer that comprehension question, who was the real culprit in the story? It was not Horace. It was the lady who was a thief like Horace, but she was better prepared than Horace for the theft. Or we can say that she outsmarted Horace. Now he did not believe in the thought. Which thought? In the beginning we discussed two thoughts. What were those two sayings? One was to set a thief to catch a thief. And second, honor among thieves. Horace did not believe in the second thought now, honor among thieves. In the beginning of the lesson, I asked you a question, a series of questions in fact, like who do you trust the most and whether we should trust a stranger or not. So you should not trust anyone without finding out about that person. The lady pretended to be the owner but actually was a thief. At the same time, there was a question, intentions justifying action. Do intentions justify action? Yes. The answer, now you know the answer to this question? No. Intentions can never be justified by action. An action that harms someone is wrong, no matter whether the intentions were right or wrong. Now answer the given question, a very important question. Horace was a meticulous planner, but he faltered. He was a meticulous planner. That means he planned to the minutest of detail. Each and every detail was planned by Horace. Yes. He surveyed the house for 2 weeks. He studied each and everything. He befriended the dog even, Sherry. But still he faltered. He failed. He was unsuccessful. Where did he go wrong and why? Just think upon it, ponder upon it, and you will find some loopholes in Horace's plan. What were those loopholes? Why did he fail? Come up with some options. He studied the dog. Yes. He gave a lot of time studying dog, wires, burglar alarm, electric wires, etc., paths and gardens. But he could have collected more information about the owners of the house. Yes. He didn't know who's the owner of this house. He thought the lady in red to be the owner of the house. The second mistake that was made by Horace was to remove his gloves. In a panic situation, he, in order to offer shelter to the lady, in order to be over courteous, he removed his gloves, and later on, due to his fingerprints, he was arrested. Now we come to one of the most interesting activities that you can do at your home. This is a vocabulary word web, where we make a web of all the words related to a target word in the form of a web. I have given you a target word here, that is robbery, or you can say theft. And I have enlisted a few words from your story related to this word. Those words are safe, gloves, tools, burglar alarm, jewels, fingerprints, and prison. Add a few more words from the story. Read the story once again, add a few more words, and then try to make a word web by putting the main word or the target word in the middle of the web and all the related words around it. This is an immensely important activity to improve, enhance, and enrich your vocabulary. Suggested reading for you, dear students. The story that we read today was in the genre of suspense or thriller. Likewise, there are more short stories that you can read. Some of these stories are The Unexpected by Ella Etkin, The Confession by Anton Chekhov, and A Case for the Defense by Graham Greene. Again, The Unexpected by Ella Etkin, The Confession by Anton Chekhov, and A Case for the Defense by Graham Greene. Read this story in your leisure time. With this, we come to the end of this video lesson. I hope you enjoyed this story with lots of twists and turns and unexpected events. Thank you once again.